I am, right? Oh. Oh no, did I add a... Did the live went down? Do I have to start back what I just said? And just so YouTube reloading. And someone's... Hello. Saying hello. Okay. So you all heard me now. Can you confirm me that I have been live for 10 minutes already? I'm a bit lost here. I saw YouTube flashing some stuff, but didn't have the time to read. Otherwise, I'm just gonna keep going on here. No, I was not live. Okay. Don't know what happened. Well, I know that's probably my internet connection again. So let me start back, I guess. Stream elements waking up right now. Okay, so let's recap what I just said. I believe that we started a new bull run here. Will this take us to new all-time highs? I don't know yet. Will we break 69k before breaking 15k? I don't know for sure, but I believe this is a significant move and a significantly bullish one, bullish sign of strength. Starting with weekly order block here, the consolidation that we had prior to the breakout from the previous all-time high, which was playing as support for between June and November. Here we did have a crash on the FTX collapse that brings us back below this key weekly order block weekly level inside previous value area, the previous range, a little range. But now that we had it move back up on a weekly close last Sunday above this crucial support, this now confirmed me that this little range between 15 and 18,000 was a deviation, a bear trap, in extremely oversold condition as well, etc. Below key support, here we have the 200 weekly smooth moving average. That has been a key support for the whole Bitcoin lifetime. We did broke below it and we reclaimed it. We also have the 200 daily moving average. That is, I mean, the simplest technique we can use, but which is support during bull trend and resistance during bear trend. And we also reclaimed it and closed above. All the sign of strength here. Where is my RSI? Okay, it's gone as well. Great. RSI on a weekly, we did broke resistance here that we had since since January top of 2021, since the preliminary supply, first event of the distributional range. So quite a big bearish trend on the weekly RSI, and we did broke that trend line, broke that downtrend, and close above it. On daily as well, we have a sign of strength that we have not seen since quite a while. The last time we went such overbought on the daily RSI was during the preliminary support as well here. a preliminary supply event in January 2021. And so the fact that RSI have been reaching such overbought level on a daily, it's not a bearish thing for me, it's a very bullish sign, because it shows that the market have new strengths, is showing new strengths and a change. So that's what is a change of character here, in a sense. Oh, so I'm not gonna recap all the high time frame indicators that suggest this is a crucial bottom, potentially the bottom with a big T, because there is many of them. But yeah, here are some that I did show. We also have obviously the weekly bullish div here, right? Quite a big one coming from oversold nation. So I believe we have a lot of strength still, and I'm targeting at least at a minimum above 25k top from August here, towards potentially 30k. It could even go beyond. The same way, the same way that we pushed into extreme oversold condition, a bit beyond the technicals here, in this small to build this small deviation into capitulation. Should this end up to be dead cat bounce or circular rally, whatever, should this be just a part of a corrective move and we go lower later, there is a possibility that we push as well very high and potentially above this key support resistance level, because above this we're getting even more bullish confirmation. So maybe we'll form a little range above and reverse then. It's a bit my through process here. So yeah, I believe we have a lot more uptrend to come here. Where is my count, mid-time frame count? Let's start with that on a daily chart. One of the potentially bearish count that I could see, one that could bring us to 30k but send us back down toward 8k later, 10k or below, is the flat, okay? The one that I've been talking about for months. And so yeah, this flat for me is the best scenario for bears, because as we saw great strength here, acceleration on a decent volume on it, it's highly probable that we continue higher, as the next pocket of liquidity is above 25k here, the next major one at least. And so yeah, what could be a good bull trap here is if we push into this area, confirm a higher time frame market structure change, and getting a bit more bullishness in the news, etc. Print an impulsive move from the low, so also suggesting continuation higher. But in that scenario, that will be the C wave of a corrective move, a trapping one. Suggested target is up to 27,700 here for the 161.8 extension. In theory, that's the target we look for at maximum for wave C. Now in such scenario, it is not unusual for Bitcoin to push expanded flat to much greater targets, potentially up to the 261.8. You know, it seems a bit excessive here, but just to say that yeah, we could even have an impulse that push beyond this, making a standard expanded flat invalid, but for the Bitcoin world that would be really classic. It just depends. Is that the plan for the big guys to just distribute higher and send it back lower? Question is, where will there be enough liquidity for them to unload enough supply, right? Well, will there be enough FOMO? I think above 25k there will be already great FOMO, but potentially we could need to go even beyond the 30k area, you know, this at 32k here. That's possible that we need to go beyond that to really distribute. Now I'm showing this count here. That's the one that mainly made me buy here decently heavily, to say the least. In the idea of this is as a potential scenario. Now, as we will be completing an impulse here, most likely, well, I will be looking to sell, to short the fifth waves at that point, in the idea that it could go lower, but also in the idea that it could be the first wave indeed of the new bull run that will bring us to new all-time highs, right? Nonetheless, that will still be a selling area. I don't know where it will be for right now. I need to see more advancement into the wave structure here. But yeah, I will be a seller, potentially for a higher low or low low. In fact, both probably. Both in the sense that I will be, even if I play a higher low, that I see enough data suggesting me that we will continue higher, I will keep a portion of of my short position as a protection. But for now, my plan is to continue to play the uptrend mostly. Doesn't mean I cannot take some shorts at some sensible places, but I am very aggressive on the take profit on the short, and I tend to let my longs run more. Obviously, for people in the Taurus, well, you already play both sides, right? Whatever is the trend. But yeah, for me, the bias here is suggesting to give more room to the longs, right? And I'm holding more longs overall, closing less of my position. What I mean, obviously, is that, for example, a bit messy here. When was I long? Yeah, I was longing here quite heavily. I did add some position here also quite heavily. And of course, I took profit above that swing high because there was possibility of a reversal should my swing bias be wrong. In fact, we did have quite a significant drop here, so it was still a good short. For example, here on a take of that supply above that high, you could have taken a short. As long as you could take profit, you have a winning short here in a quite strong uptrend. Well, not so strong yet, but yeah. Obviously, I took profit as well above the high here. I have some other take profits that are starting to hit here. For the scenario of this being a corrective move, but I didn't really update that. Where is my that is done. Wait, where it is? Yeah, that one. Okay. So naked POC as main target. We could take that here, 1-1 extension, just to be aware. Just that we have an impulse move here, a corrective move down. So you look for the 1-1 extension, 90% in case this end up to be overall a corrective move that continue lower, you know. But I will keep a large portion of my long position open for continuation. I have also a bit take profit above. I spread it a lot, personally. I mean, that's how I do. In fact, what I spread as take profit, I get compounded on the way down as well. You know, when I took profit here, I've been able to buy back lower again. So yeah, on this time frame, I should maybe start with this for the context. I didn't really change since last week, but yeah, let's make things clear for everybody. So the idea here is, as we are in a impulsive move, is to count the move, right? The waves. The last significant swing I can read on this time frame is this low here, right? We have an impulse move, a corrective, and an impulse here, and now we had a corrective consolidation during this past week. Based on the fib extension of that wave 1 projected from wave 2, we reached 561.8, so that's why I bought my wave 3 here. That's the first short that I am, not the first, but well, that's the first short I entered on this rise, just so that we hit the maximum extension for this degree wave 3. Now, the consolidation that we had here, I read it as a flat, as simple as that. So A, B, C down as an A, B, C as a B, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 really quick here as a C wave. Tag the 146 fib level, which is enough for a wave 4. At least for Bitcoin. That's a level that is not usually used, but from my experience, especially in strengths, it is not uncommon for Bitcoin to retrace only to the 146 level for its wave force. And as we are pushing here, it becomes more likely that yes, we have the bottom of a wave 4 here. Now I'm saying this, this consolidation, you see how it's still a bit short compared to it's shorter than the wave 2 or the wave 3 here in terms of time. So it's possible that this flat could be just the first wave of the wave 4, and we take the high and we do an expanded flat, for example, and we could stay in that trend still for a week and would still be a valid wave 4. That's also why, even if I position quite heavily on the long side here, in the idea that this could be the bottom of the wave 4, and we could be going into a larger squeeze to tag our wave 5 target of the larger wave 4. Should we stay into that range, upsloping range, that's why I have take profit spread a bit here, a bit above here, in case we do come back down, and in that case I will just compound again and continue like this, right? Not sure I'm looking for short yet, or anymore. I don't think so, yeah. For now, I'm seeing acceleration here on my 5-minute chart on the side. Yeah, this is looking strong. We are, if you remember, last week I was live, it was the 13? 13, yes. I was live here. And you see we had an expansion, the 5th wave, extended 5th wave of the 3rd here that happened during Friday evening. So it's possible that we go again for that trend now. Also, waiting for CME to close, making it easier for BTC wells to push price up maybe when some market are closed. I don't know. Not impossible, we'll see. Now we are seeing strengths again locally. We had a bit of resistance on the 1 hour RSI here, bearish div. We broke that resistance on that move and retested here today. And it seems we're continuing higher. 4 hour we have, we have hidden bullish divergence, and we even had a little reversal bull div here. Small one. Can read it only on a line chart, but yeah. Wait, no, it's not. Sorry, I read that. No, we had one on the 1 hour here, but 1 hour bull div like this on such a trend is quite efficient, right? Nearly oversold. So yeah, let me check. I don't need to comment here. Queen is here. Hello, mate. Jerome. Hello. Why does it keep popping low? Because we are in a bull run. Do you think wave 4 is in already? I guess I answer this. I believe it has decent probability of being in already, but it could last a week more. Fine with that. That said, knowing that this is a minimum level I would see for wave 4 retrace, if this flat that we made this week is just the first leg of a larger flat, maybe this will get us to the 20k sweep the liquidity, because a running flat here will risk to not retrace enough. Anyway, yeah, it could extend or it could be in already. I keep getting wreck short in this, lol. Well, stop shorting. I have a tip for you. If you use Brave on Bybit here. Come on. Doesn't work with VPN as always. Bybit Global. Oh, I can't. Well, if connection is your sell button, you can right click on it, you go to Brave, and you go to block elements, and it will deactivate your sell button. I'm just joking. Anyway, let's keep going on. Of course you can short, but if you got a good short, I mean, there was many good shots that have been taken, especially this week as we were into a consolidation. There is many good shots that have been taken into the crew at Toros. I took a few. I got wrecked on some, got some profit on others. As I'm mostly heavily positioned on the long side, to be transparent, my short I'm mostly edge, but I managed to get a bit out of it. But for example, what are the best shot? Well, it's always the SFP here. Here you got an SFP, you got a nice move down. If you get wrecked with that, there is a problem somewhere. You have to take profit, especially in such a bullish trend. But there was many good shots here with the simple SFP setup, you know. Even here, SFP, you get a good move down. SFP again, you get a great move down. SFP on the other side, and but you have to be aggressive when you take profit on shorts. That's for sure. Hello, Tom. AM, hello. Slice, a French bull. Slice here. Good to see you. We see things the same. Good job as always, bro. Thank you. Appreciate. The SFP never got continuation. Well, sorry, but here, for example, that one. Even if you wait for a 15-minute confirmation here, you enter not at the very high. And this you already got a 2-air trade. I will have take profit here at least 50%. On such a trend, I will be really aggressive on the short take profit. And you got the POC here, probably golden pocket. Yes, golden pocket, TC. You got a 4-air trade. If you manage to catch a short here, even lower, and did not to profit here, at least partially, you can keep a runner. That's what I do myself. I often keep 10 to 25% of my position, even if I believe that it's gonna continue up, just because that's what I do. Doesn't have to do the same. I know in the crew, in PE luxury, or a lot of people will tend to not keep position open, but take more profit. But there is something wrong in your system if you catch one of these SFP and didn't have profit on it. Also, don't forget to take longs. I mean, taking shorts here, I would not say it's forbidden. You can take great shorts into that chart, but that means that you already have a good system, because otherwise the trend is up, so longs are better here. And also, if you trade this both sides, you should trade it both sides, not only short. I see no reason here to be taking only shorts on this chart. Apart if your name is Ninja Scalper, no. Is it possible we are in sub-wave 3 of wave 5? What is that question? Sub-wave 3 of 5. Okay, good here. I'm glad to read that you traded long as well. Oh yeah, that's frustrating. Jerome is saying, I longed and made money and only to lose it from shorting low. Yeah, that's something that can happen. Yeah, might need to review your system here somewhere. But that can be extremely frustrating, I understand. Sometimes you saw greatly in profit and you saw that there is so much potential for continuation that on a sign of weakness you start to short to not close your long, but being projected and doing so much. And usually that means that you got a bit too much. I don't find my word, but you tried a bit too much on feeling and not enough on technical, possibly. So you get overwhelmed by FOMO or fear, and you don't take the best trade. That might be a possibility. I don't know. Something to see in private, maybe, if you want. I'm not sure about the question about the third of the 5 here, Tom. So let me continue on that. Maybe I will answer that question on the forward chat. So here, for me, as this is strong and considering where we are right now, I'm betting more on an extension and a big wave 5 here to target a high target for the larger degree wave 3. That said, minimum target for the fifth here would be just to take the high of the third or the high of the B wave of this 4 here. So in theory, we could have a small wave 5 here and start. In fact, 161.8 could be a target if we take that as a count. 1, 2, 3. So it's possible that we see less extension. If we don't see another move a bit like this in the coming weeks, and it keep building a range here for too long, I might have to review my my bullish bias here. But I feel if this has to bow down at some point, I believe we'll have still time to see a range form for some weeks. And so on the lower time frame here for the counter of this 5, well, I will dive into that in a minute. Just want to finish the context of this higher degree count. For now, I have on this chart this count as a 1, 2 here, a flat for the wave 2. So in the process of the third, that's why the yellow-green here level is a 261.8 extension of 1 projected from 2, a good target for that higher degree wave 3. If I take the length of the lower degree 1 plus 3 projected from proposed 4, I can see potential high target as well for the fifth. So I have enough close target here to have this as a target because we are already bullish. But it's not impossible that we do something much smaller and we finish this 5 here and we consolidate a bit longer here for that wave 4 and we do again a fifth and then we reverse. In fact, in theory, the one target here is a 1-1 extension of this. Should this be a running flat bearish one? That's a potential bearish setup here scenario. I'm looking to take for this to take us much higher, but in theory, technically, if we don't get another strong move here, it will become possible. Now for the lower degree count here on this 5, well, I made a few counts yesterday that are still valid. 3, 4, 5, yeah, that could be, I guess, expanding like this here on ABC. I'm starting with a bearish count here. I'm always keeping in mind a bearish potential, even if this could be the wave 4. You know, maybe the flat is not finished and we will get a deeper one and we will build maybe an ending diagonal here, something, you know, we could break this week low. It's not impossible. So that's why I'm keeping in mind how could this be a corrective move if we don't breach this week high. I have my clear impulse, I have a corrective move. I'm looking here at a triangle, could be something else. And I'm looking at the 1-1 extension, obviously, here where we are. Naked POC. That's possible. Yeah, there's overlap between the 1 and the 4, but 3 is bigger than 1 and 5 is bigger than 3, so it would work as ugly expanding diagonal for the C here. For the more bullish counts, as we are seeing some volume here, decent acceleration so far, I will tend to favor more bullish counts. One of it could be this. It is just to take the low first impulse, wave 1 of higher degree. So that will be wave 1 of the fifth. Two, and this has a sub 1 2 1 2 sub 1 2 1 2 3 4 5. Cool. No, we cannot overlap here, which means we'll need another extension still. It will mean all of this will go higher, which makes sense in fact. That's a lot of things to move. It's a lot of work to make clean Elliott Wave charts to share with every scenarios. So you have to constantly redo them. If I was to do this only for me, I will have most of this in my mind. We'll do them on the go, but yeah, here it is. Not sure this look right. Okay, I'm back live. I think I am back. Listen, I'm sorry, but I can assure you that this bothers me even more than you to have drop on my connection here. I don't know when the stream stopped. I think I'm back live. And I will just restart. Which playlist are you playing in the background? I really like it. The playlist is called Deep Focus on Spotify. Okay, thank you, Solving. Yeah, I should have the optical fiber already, but oh god, I'm not gonna even talk about that. I don't know when it's gonna be finally fixed. I still have to deal with this crappy internet connection. Anyway, so I was saying, so potentially, if this has to be a corrective move, yeah, it's possible that we have an ABC here, and we are about to find the top. Where is it? Is sorry. No, that's not what I want. That's what I want here. Thank you. Yeah. 1-1 extension. We are at resistance, so that's possible. That is a corrective move, right? That said, and more bullish bias. I was looking at potentially at more bullish count. So first obvious leg up here being the first wave of what? First wave of the larger degree, wave 5. And then we have extension 1 2 1 2 1 2, potentially 1 2 again. Here we have a nice expanded flat. I could try to put targets on this, but if we are going into another extension here, accelerated move, counting on 15 minutes would not help much. At some point, you're just going to see acceleration. But the idea will be that, right? To have just several extension here. And look for the target. 1 2. Potentially 3 4 5 here to target the larger degree wave 3 4 5 and continue like this. Alternative count. We'll still have the 1 here. This has a 2. Right. Then I'm considering this as there's a good potential of being an expanding diagonal here at the beginning, making this a 1 2, simplifying the count a bit. We still have 5 up and expanded flat here. There is confluence for this to be an expanded flat, whatever the count is. So 1, 2 here. For the target of which one? This one, the third, 4, 5, but could extend a lot more. Because if we take the lower degree here, 1, 2, we have with third target here, 4, 5, for example. And that will still be just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of a bigger degree. Right, knowing that each of these moves can extend more. If we take, for example, because we can dive on a 5-15 minute chart to make a count, especially when there is uncertainty, which was still there here. I didn't know for sure that was the bottom. I had a good feeling it could be, but for example, it could have been an expanded flat, and that was the first leg of the expanded flat, and could be doing a diagonal or whatever, or even a more bearish 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 going into better trend. As long as we don't take that high here, we did not really confirm this as a complete pattern, right? That said, counting on 5 minutes here, if we are going to see such a move, that's not going to be really full. I'm just going to wait on the higher degree target, a bit of slowdown, or an overshoot on the maximum target, and start from here. It's rare to see such a thing. Usually you see on a 1 hour, on a move like this, you will see a high on a 1 hour, suggesting a lower degree with 5 and a 5th and etc., confirming your higher degree. Yeah, but on that move, the sub count here was complicated and really overextension and really quick move at the end. So hard to read any wave structure on the lower time frame. Hard, not impossible, but complicated. That said, so I would take the low of proposed wave 4, the high of proposed sub 1 of the ledger 5, etc., and look to count from this 1, 2. And so in theory, what I would want to see, well, is a bit of consolidation correction at some point. I want to see this accelerated into a squeeze, and at some point slow down, suggesting me, okay, now I can count. I have the confluence of target for this being a 3rd, a 4th, and a 5th, and now I can look for short because we are potentially at the higher degree 5th, at the higher degree 3, and so entering a larger degree correction that could last several weeks, right? Yeah, that's how we do at the moment. Knowing that it doesn't have to play exactly like this either. For example, if we complete something like this here, so we print 5 waves, at that point we'll be in between this 5 move being the top of the 5th with a very small target, a very shallow one, or being the first of the 5th, and here we go for extension. That's two different ways that things could continue to stay into that upsloping range here, you know. Could continue the 4 with a larger flat, or could just print a 1 and a 2 and go of the larger 5th. Okay, I know this is starting to get messy. Hope this is clear enough. That's also what happened when you do count on a 15 minute or 5 minute. I was doing count on 1 minute here. At some point you have too many possibilities. It gets messy if you write everything down, which I tend to do because I share them, so I have to write them down. But here, I feel like longing here and validation. I feel like longing here, saying Jerome. I would not, personally. I was really looking for long quite heavily here. Here still was pretty good. Here was possible. Here, that's at least not in my system. I would want to wait at least for meaningful correction ABC structure on a small time frame, but not on a breakout. But I don't trade breakout. Some do. And validation 2180, you say. Yeah, 2180, okay. Yeah. But who knows, maybe this is a 1 and a 2, and we go. For me, the closest strong invalidation will be today's low. Should we take that low? Well, that breaks the structure, that breaks the trend, but even then you could potentially have a 5 expanded flat here of some sort. Not even expanding diagonal, yeah, but it could be a 1, 2, you know. That would be my meaningful invalidation, and this a bit stronger here. So I could buy that on spot, but that's it. In fact, I did load quite heavily here on my Kraken account. I bought some March contract, average price at 20,900. You see, that's not necessarily the best entry. It's around here, but I took invalidation here. I give it a bit more room because it's Kraken and it is low liquidity, and it is a future contract, so even lower liquidity. But yeah, so I took a trade here with not a good entry, but with not much leverage, and it allowed me a great invalidation. But yeah, here I would hardly see you 4.75% from biggest invalidation, 2.4, so yeah, could be okay. You cannot really leverage this. It's still dangerous to buy in an uptrend, in my opinion. Is it possible ABC correction takes a high 21,670? Yes. Yes, no. Not really. If this is corrective here, no. But if this is corrective, yes. The same way if you long here, I mean, you have to take profit above, because if we are going into a bigger flat here, what is your risk reward at that point? It's just really poor. But non-financial advice, nevertheless. Having full effect. Let's have another Friday pump. That's what I say. Yeah, good. I'm on your side. Do you have a target for wave 3 at 24,000? Yes. Stiffy, buy now. That's Stiffy words, not mine. How do you switch my bias to stop shorting long? Do I switch my bias to stop shorting long? I cannot do. Do you trade Forex, for example? No, I don't. I do a bit of... I manage... I mean, I hold USDT and Euro, so sometimes I rebalance depending on the condition, but apart from Euro, USD, not. And not really trade them, just balancing. In fact, I was expecting more correction here on the euro, but on the dollar, but yeah. I might take a look at other stuff after, just to maybe finish on this count here. What are the targets here overall for the larger degree wave 3? Smaller degree wave 5. I pulled here two different fibs that are for the same degree wave 3, but from a different structure. Because I'm indecisive about where is our first wave here. What is our true low? Because on this count that is on my chart here, the one that I initially had, is that we have a 1 and a 2, and a flat for the 2, with a wave of that flat being the lowest point. So that might be not the cleanest count, you know? Having a low below the origin of wave 1, it's not great. Let's say for me it's still good because wave 2 is still a higher low, and that's the most important part. So if this is the count, then the target, proposed target for wave 3 here, potentially 261.8 extension. Reminder, preferred target 161.8, 261.8, everything 61.8 up to 561.8. It can be between, but as a preferred target. The one I use for forecasting. So we have a target here at 24,700 for sideways 3. On log. On linear, it would be 23,300, a bit less. I like this target as well. In theory, I would prefer to use log here because it is a wide range. But you know, I have a bit confluence here. If I use linear, then I have the 1-1 extension of that coming here around 23,000. I have a weekly order block of that little weekly order block from the top of August, and the 261.8 on linear that are in great confluence. So I will have my highs on this area around 23,000. But on log, it could push higher. This wave 3 could even take the high here. Just that if I take the potential target for the lower degree wave 5, that one, which is the top of wave 3, well, it come here at 24,000. It can overshoot, right? But in theory, that's the maximum target. But in a third wave, in an extension, in a bull trend, that target for fifth can overshoot. So in theory, there is no really maximum target. There's just like we can look at 23, 200 being my favorite. Should we take the high of August? SFP here, I would probably start to short at least edge. I don't know exactly how I will do it, depend how it happened, but should we see such a move here, I would probably look at least for some edge at that point. Otherwise, yeah, my preferred target is here. And shorter term target is just above us, just above the high. Got to get cautious, especially as long as we don't claim 22,000. For me, it remains a possibility that we continue that upsloping range here. This area is still a potential trouble area. So that's why I have take profit spread a bit up to 50% of my position built here. R spread take profit here. So yeah, I think that's it. How do I switch? Oh, do you trade confluence at that range as well? Good. Hi Mitch. Are you using Wyckoff pattern for confluence with US lottery? Yes, I use Wyckoff. I didn't use it much recently. I have some Wyckoff shadow. I'm undecided yet. What exactly is the structure? Because this event is the range deviation from below 18,000. It's kind of the characteristic of a spring, if you want, because you push below range support, you build a little range, and you reclaim. It's a deviation. It's a spring event, and this was already quite a nice potential for secondary test in phase B in theory. But I don't know here. It's not like we have a very clear Wyckoff structure. We have some range that have clear Wyckoff structure on a smaller time frame, but on this, we have an accumulation area. And I will see, do we see an distributional range that get lost after here? Well, we'll reassess, and maybe that was UTAD at that point. Same principles than the spring, but on the distributional. Should we come back below? And even then, depending, even if this is a corrective move here, an expanded flat, and we go for 12k, 10k, 6k, I don't know. Now that makes this a distributional range? Not necessarily, because if we got a movement like we had in 2020 here, you can have a pretty strong and quick move down that get recovered. That's kind of a spring here. So this could remain an STB of an accumulation range, and we could have a very strong deep move back down that recover and that become a very strong spring, or we could go down and spend some time at the low, and then this is really a distributive range, and we'll have some months, maybe even a year for accumulation lower. If we started the new bull run and we will never see below 15k, maybe we are going in a show of strength. Maybe I would prefer still to consider this a phase B, and I would want a retest of this range at some point. Maybe not that low, it could be just the mid range, the golden pocket of the rise here, the POC of the range, some kind of confluence like this, and make this first rise a 1 and a 2, and I guess I would still consider this the phase C, just not a spring but a lower LPS, higher LPS. But now, the Wyckoff doesn't give me much edge at the moment on this time frame. It could have been, should have we. It gave me the idea that here could be bearish, for example, because we tested a support trend line that could have been an LPSY of a distributional range. It could have been at full here. We have our same climax, secondary test, so etc. And it could be a full should we see a distributional range here or higher. On this structure, I'm undecided. I even have another one here. Pretty much the same idea. What that said me, at least, is that as we got a deviation below summer low, summer support, most obvious place to go is above summer high, at least. Now, if we stall here, if we cannot advance and we do something like this, that become really bearish if we cannot even go into a deviation above. It seems to be the most likely path here. Should start moving now. Lots of shitcoin are popping as we speak now. Might get tell me redistribution to then add lower, say Tom. Yeah. I mean, we'll see. I honestly, I'm 50-50 here. Because really this event is really have the characteristic of what you want to see for bottom. For full bottom. This rise have the characteristic of what you want to see for the first impulse, first leg up. So show strength of a new bull run. Fundamentally, is there more pain to come? For crypto, it's possible, yeah. But I don't know, I just don't know, so that's what I'm playing. I'm playing what I can read, and what I can read is an impulse coming from 50,000 low. As I read my impulse, I will look for short at the high of this impulse. For both cases, either for a higher low where I will reposition on the long side if the conditions are right, or just hold down the short, follow what I get. And the same way, if we do have a higher low and continue here, I will have long here, targeting for a potential bigger corrective move. ABC up, I'll have to take profit, potentially look for short as I can read 5 waves up, and see if it is an ABC or if it is a sub wave 1 of a larger wave 3. And just like this, find confluence between corrective, impulsive move and trade those confluences. And at some point you will have losses, but yeah, I rather get the less bias as possible, but I surely see the potential of this. And I also see the potential of this as a nice bull trap. It's just that if it is a bull trap, I believe it should go much higher. Still. Is there anything new here? Can I maybe... Should I look at other assets? Altcoins or stocks or whatever? I'll try to do again a 7-minute count on that. Okay, there is something I see here. Not really pretty. ABC could be as well, like this. That could work as well. You see, there is at least 20 potential accounts here. Euro USD, Cardano, okay. Alors, for the euro dollar, I think my bias is on the edge of getting invalidated here. I have counts on the very high time frame. There is no really much of a high time frame count. You can count each impulse or corrective move, but linking all of them doesn't make much sense. What happened here? What the heck is happening? My trading view is buggy again. So what I would be looking here especially is monthly close. Why? Firstly, I was on the idea that this move down will continue toward taking the low of 2000. That's the beginning of the euro as a real currency. There is more data because there was an indexed use prior to the beginning of the euro. But that was my prior bias. Now locally here on the monthly chart, you can see how this is a pretty important support resistance level. Look at this, it doesn't, like previous, it doesn't delete what I just made. We have this order block as well. Consolidation before breaking down this key support. The fact that we are above it again start to make this potentially a nice V-shaped reversal here. Decently strong, right? So I think I'm gonna keep an eye on this for my bias here. See if this hold above for the monthly close in 10 days or if we are back below it. Below or above, I can keep in mind, well, this can be a complete ABC or it could be a 1, 2, 3, 4 low and 5th we going down later on, but that means we could continue to rise for several years here. Overall with up and downs, obviously. On the lower time frame here, well, I started to count from here, 1, 2. Initially, I was looking at this as a wave 3. Well, since we have such a big move up, well, I kind of guess this is finished here. Also because this move doesn't look corrective anymore. It could be up to here and still be a wave 4, for example, but it's starting to look a bit too much impulsive here. The count that I will have is a 1, flat 2, 3 somewhere here, 4 probably, and we are in the 5th. That said, that we are... Oh, sorry. I'm still live, yeah, I'm still live. Oh la la. I'm not really patient with technology when it doesn't work as it should attend to. Do it on me. So I would tend to think we are approaching the end of an impulsive move, which means more strengths to come overall, you know. But also potentially some weakness in the short term. Now I'm saying this, it's possible that we are still into wave 3, you know. I really have to make this higher degree now. But we are, yeah, you know, we are reaching overbought condition for quite some time with bearish divergence here. Quite some time. All of this it feels that we are closer to a local top than anything else, especially knowing that if you look at the DXY, it's inversely the same thing, right? Since Euro USD is 50% of the DXY index. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bull div building since November here. At some point we should see a corrective move up. But DXY also look quite OP now, since we initially I was also looking for a bit of continuation here. As main buyers, always consider this a potential top. But now with the strength of this move, the shape of it, it become more than likely that we finished a complete 5 waves up from January 2021. So, and this is an impulse move down, so we should need another corrective up and an impulse down. So for the euro, that give us a more rebalancing toward holding dollars here at the moment. And should we see a bit of correction toward, I guess the parity between euro dollar will be the next key support to hold at that point for another leg up. At we will see at that point, is it a 1, 2, 3 on A, B, C, etc., or ABC even toward the trend line above here. Okay, so that's what I will be looking at for the Euro USD. Not doing too much lower time frame counts because I know how Bitcoin behaves. I'm crypto, but stock I don't have as much as a good feeling. The higher time frame it's okay, daily, but lower starting to get iffy for me, and iffy and clear. ADA. I still have a long running on ADA. ADA key support, key resistance, that's where we are right now. Right. We clear the block here. We closed back above it, or inside this order block, rather than above. So pretty strong, pretty nice. Yet it is underperforming, especially Bitcoin, as we can see on the Cardano Bitcoin chart, and quite a strong rejection from a key weekly resistance here. A lot more choppy on the BTC chart, but yeah, quite strong rejection, quite strong move down. But I can't really do counts on this. It can be whatever, 1, 2, 3, 4, big 5, or A, B, C. We have a big squeeze. It's not countable on the BTC chart. 1, 2, 3. It seems more impulsive down, but honestly it could be anything. For the moment it is at support of this lower range here. We have preliminary support, a bit of a range reclaim. That's where we are. As long as this hold, it's okay. That's why I don't mind longing a bit on Cardano, even if it underperform for now. That said, I would favor this here. That's the count I have currently in Cardano on the 4-hour chart. Is that we could be in the 5th wave of a complete impulse, and at that point I would like to see corrective, and maybe then start to position more heavily on the corrective move at this where it is the most sensible, which I cannot forecast for now. I need to see this happen. So yeah, I took a long there. The crew last week, I think it was. Now even this could get invalidated. Maybe we shoot even higher here, but that counts seems possible. Yeah, that's the one I like for the moment. No 1, 2 for 61.8. Maybe this is a 3, so maybe we have even more extension coming. But for now, that's the count I have. You can see how we have potent support around 31 cents here. We start to lose POC, it's not looking great. Now we are pressuring below previous support, so I'm holding a bit of the long. But yeah, I took a small long to profit, holding the rest as I do for continuation. Look at this, it's all broken. Should I look at anything else? Okay, let me restart this anyway. You decide if you have anything else to ask me. Maybe it will stop bugging. Okay, now it worked back. Perfect. Lot of the shitcoin are good. Atom look not so bad. Yeah, continuing up here. So I was longing, was pleading for long yesterday, right? That was yesterday. Yeah, I don't even remember what I said. Similar things here. It seems that this could be a wave 4, a bit like Bitcoin, in fact, you know. Which degree it is exactly the question. At some point there will be a correlation, but I have a good candidate for this as a 4 and 5th, so that's the position I'm in. Looking for monthly resistance at 14 bucks. Yes. But pretty nice price action, growing volume. We have, you can see on the daily chart as it is the first counter trend move. So for me, that suggests me it is, yeah, the wave 4. 1, 2, well, you can see it at different places, but this wave 4 here. Maximum target to be expected here will be at 15. Of course, take profit above the high already. So spread between 13 and 15. But looking not bad at home. Like it. AVAX not bad. Reclaim support here. The same seems to be in a 5th. And so I'm positioning long here as well, because I don't know, maybe one of the count will just not stop and prove me wrong on the lower time frame count. But at least it gives me a good setup for a local position that a portion can remain open in case one decide to fly. Volume is pretty good. And at least as long as we hold this area, if we start to lose this, that means that all the buys here are getting trapped. The question is, do we finish the 5th Coming back to reg this long and absorb them and still keep that key support, or do we come back lower? Some point we'll have a correction. It might be when it's better to position icons. There is still icons that are good to consider right now, but overall, you know, we are at still rather at the lower band of the dominance chart for Bitcoin, so it seems that the time is more for Bitcoin than altcoins still. But obviously some altcoin will outperform anyway. BTUSD, interesting, at least on the spot. Hard to position here, but clearly someone decided to change the market structure here. Someone big. Who knows who, right? So probably Bybit and their market makers. But it seems that they decided to change the trend here. And they bought it heavily. All the available supply, so I don't know how much retrace we'll have. I don't really have a count here, but positioning on the spot side around here 40 cents is okay. Should we start to lose this, maybe double down on the 33 cents. I would want this to hold, you know. You can have quick I'm not going to use any leverage on that because we're way too wide in validation. At least now, maybe if I can see a lower time frame structure and catch it. That's why there's still a trade suggested here. But you can have something like this, you know, with such stuff, such coin easily. Binance, well, I suggested to unload Binance. I think it was early November, right? We were on the 5th wave. So I am not touching it anymore. Dodge, I would prefer it lower, but could go in a run anytime. Structure is nice. It's not much volume. But yeah. Okay, that's all. Next, do we have anything here? It's 6 o'clock already? Have I been like 1 hour and a half? That's enough. Magic spread is neutral. It doesn't seem that Bitfinex is doing anything nowadays. Surprised me a bit. I mean, they were buying a bit at the low, right? Again, didn't really print a buy signal according to my study of Bitfinex spread, apart one here. But yet, still decently accurate. With you see buying happening on Bitfinex. What happened here? Pretty good. Now we are seeing a bit of selling, take profit at what happened in wave 4. We'll see, it's not red yet. When it will start to get red on magic spread, especially if we are completing my counts here. And I start to see magic spread red in that area, that will be when we consider shorts. High well. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, more macro bullish stuff. New buy signal on hash ribbon. A broken trend on weekly RSI. We need to reclaim 53. Above 53, it is bull territory. Weekly RSI. Stochastic, not much to say. 2 weeks. MACD bullish cross. That got confirmed on last week close. Starting to turn green as well. monthly. Oh, monthly there is a MFI that reach the oversold condition level here. It is the green light there. Not the green, the yellow line here, which it reached this level at the bottom of 2015, reached that level at the beginning, at the bottom, beginning of the new trend in 2019, and reached that same level here. Stochastic strength is still quite oversold on monthly, cross bullishly of course. Need to sustain obviously, but I mean there's only bullish signs here. Okay, it seems that will be done for today. Right, nothing suggesting a sales here, and we squeeze some shorts. Well, most of the short build into that range. Long continuing pressuring here. I will say, well, as long as we don't lose 21,250. Yeah, it's pretty good. If we start to change this, more careful. Of course, yeah, POC is important as well. Structurally, but you know, we could do a 1-2 again, an extension here. A quick look at this. Yeah, by pressure continuing, it seems that we need to go into that we're starting a short squeeze, but there's still open interest to squeeze here. See, I've been building into that range. Yeah, here is bull going to the aggression, and yeah, I don't feel it is the moment we want to bet against the bulls, right? It can be pretty vénère. Thanks Tom, thanks Queenie, appreciate your comment, appreciate you all, everybody, thanks for joining. Don't forget to leave a like if you appreciate today's video, if you think it can, especially if you think it can be useful for others. And I see you all very soon for the crew, and soon enough for the rest, right? If there is meaningful update to be made, we'll still try to keep Twitter a bit active, right? So yeah, don't forget to subscribe as well to my Twitter account if you didn't yet. Thanks everybody, have a great weekend as well, guys, girls.